afternoon, everybody. I'm Holly. This is Caroline, Emily, Jake, and Wyatt, and we are Click4Life. The growing problem nowadays, as other groups have noticed, that is obesity. Many people, especially the younger generation, have many troubles with the growing rates, especially due to the food they eat. With all the technology, you would think they would be able to know all the nutrients such as protein, vegetables, and fruits that are good for them. But they prefer the taste of food over the content of the nutrients. That's what led us to our app, Food for Thought. We wanted to introduce something to the younger generation that will make it exciting for them to learn more about what they are putting into their bodies and why it helps them.
For the live research, I contacted a variety of people and I got 3 responses. One of them was from a general nutrition expert at UK, and she told me all the basic nutrients that are needed, especially in young adults, every day. And then I also got a response from a sports nutrition expert who really stressed all of the nutrients and foods that are needed for athletes. And then the last person I got a response from was a caterer and a lot of the private schools in the area. And they went into specific foods that all children should be eating, and also the foods that we should be avoiding. Okay, for our target audience, we decided on the age range from 11 to 14. This way, we would be providing these people with important life skills that earlier on that would help them lead healthier lives. We also felt that with a younger age group, they would be less likely to fully understand the information we would be providing, so the app would be less effective as a whole. Unfortunately, we ran into some unexpected complications with securing a focus group. This past week, there was a lot of SOL testing going on in the middle school and among our freshman health classes. So a lot of the previous plans we had established kind of fell through. Luckily, I managed to get some students and members of the track team to take part in the testing of our app. I felt that the information we provided in our app was equally important to this group because nutrition is key to an athlete's success. From this testing, we got a lot of constructive feedback for our app that helped in the final development. Overall, most people liked the organization of our app. They felt that it was easy to navigate, and they enjoyed the pictures that we had and the background. They felt that that was all really relative to our topic. And then on the education side of the app, they really enjoyed the information. They thought it was interesting, and a lot of it they hadn't really seen before or weren't familiar with, so that was good. And then with our game, there was a lot of frustration at the start at the difficulty of our game. But as people went on with the playing and testing, they actually found it to be really enjoyable and fun and interesting.
And I'll go ahead and take you through the education portion of our app. Here's our intro screen. Alright, here's our main home screen where you can see the Learn, Research, Play, and About Us buttons. I'll just take you through the Learn. So once you press Learn, it'll take you to the Nutrients homepage. And in our app, we just focus mainly on nutrients. So on every screen throughout the education portion, you can find a back button, a home button, and an X button. They're these self-explanatory. So we press Next. It'll take us to what are nutrients, and it just gives a brief description about nutrients and the 2 main groups, which is macro and micronutrients. On this page, it goes more in depth on macro and micronutrients. And now it breaks down into the main parts of nutrients, such as carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. And on each screen, it just gives a description about the group and gives a few pictures at the bottom for reference and example. This is the education end screen, which will have a back home and a play button, which will take us to the entertainment section. So if we go home, it's back to the home screen, and I'll hand it off to Wyatt to explain the rest of the app.
Okay, so before we get into the actual game, if we go to the research button, we can go to some of the sites that Caroline used for our research. About Us tells about all 5 of us and how we kind of came to be a group. And then Play. So this is our game. It's called Macro Attack. It's a quiz. Now the rules, you obviously it's like any quiz. If you get the right answer, you move. If you get it wrong, then you lose a life and you have 3 lives. And this quiz is very tricky. There's a lot of booby traps and stuff like that. So question number 1. You have 60 seconds. There's 6 questions and you have 3 lives. Click the proteins. So we have bread, Crisco oil, water, and sugar cubes. Does anybody have any ideas on what it could be? Raise your hand. Anybody who doesn't know the answer. Okay, so if you click the protein, then you have an egg. Egg is obviously protein. So this kind of gives us, the first question kind of gives us the little style of the quiz. This question, if you can't tell, these are not actual words. This is backwards. If you read it backwards, it says, which is a macronutrient? The answer is obviously carbohydrate. 2 proteins walk into a bar. Sounds like the beginning of a great joke, but in fact, it's the answer to the question. So if you click the wrong answer, why didn't one of them see it? A great question. You get an X, and we're about to time out. So go back to home. At any point, there's always a home button, so you can go back to the beginning, and it'll restart the timer at 60 seconds. So if you move through, once again, if you click the wrong answer, you get a quick red X. And then if you click on the eggs and walk into a bar, ha! How great is that? Okay. Are you protein? Are you pro-team? Not adults. You cannot click that answer. But teens, yes, because what separates fats from oils? From. The word from. How many different macronutrients are there? So if we go back to the education side, you find out that there are not 1, 2, 3, or 4, but there are actually 6. And you have now joined the Smart Cookie Club. You're beat. That is it for the quiz.
All right, thanks to the focus group, we received a lot of great feedback that'll help us develop our Food for Thought 2.0 or our 2.0 version of our app. We definitely want to add more questions, saying that there are only 6. That's not really enough for a game or a fully developed game, so we want to add some more questions. We want to merge the education portion and the game portion into one, being that there was a fun part, obviously, everyone was laughing, and the education part, but we want to put them together so that you're learning and having fun at the same time. We also want to create a point system to allow the user to know how well they're doing or how well they're not doing, and maybe interact with other people who are playing, maybe have a leaderboard or something of that nature. We had a great time making this app. We all had a lot of fun. It was a challenge, but it was a good challenge. It was really